Welcome back to Central Valley Talk, where we celebrate what's good about Fresno and Clovis and Madera, the whole valley. There's so many great things going on and great people doing great things. We want you to know about them. Here's one thing I don't know about. Is it time to buy a house, time to sell a house? What's going on with the interest rates? Should we refinance? Should we get a second? The answer is I do not know. That's why we bring in experts who do know about these things, who've been doing this for a long, long time. And our guests are Julia and Tad. Tadich, welcome.
You know, it's well, hi, thank you so much for, it's funny because we come from a market where we grew up as in Hawaii. No one can afford to own a house.
Right.
I mean, you have to be a millionaire in order to be able to own a house. Here in the Central Valley, even though prices are up, you can still afford to somehow own a house.
I know people are paying $4,000 a month in rent.
Oh, gosh.
Can you imagine?
That's
They
a
can buy
whole
house, huh?
nother issue.
You
Yeah.
could definitely buy a house.
Yes,
buy
I
a
mean,
house.
it's not easy. It's definitely not easy.
Are interest rates up or are they down? What's going on?
They rolled down a little bit. They're definitely not the 9s and 8s, 6 and 8, and you can do better than that depending on your what you have in your retirement account or what you have in savings, which isn't money you have to put towards the purchase, because there's certainly there's programs out there where you can get first and seconds.
So if I have a couple $100,000 in my retirement account, that may make it easier to get a good loan?
It just helps you in the qualification process when Fannie Mae, who really rules interest rates basically, gets the information about your amount in your retirement, the amount of your income, your debt, what your debt to income is on the purchase, how much you're putting down, and what's going on with your FICO score. It's going to offer you rates. So at a 740 rate, 9 and 8 is out there, or 6 and 8. Sorry, 6 and 8. And I saw a 5.99. You could actually get that.
That'd be great.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. Let's say I came to you and said, I want to get a second on my house. I want to put solar on it. I want to put in windows and stuff.
Good idea.
Can you get a second for that?
That is a great idea.
And I came to Julia Tadich, because you guys do loans.
Right.
Not just do real estate, which they're experts at, but Julia and Tad are really experts at the loans. So you have me fill out some forms, and you say, Mike, your credit score's a little bad, and you have this tax lien and this. Do this, this, and this, and come back to me. Would you do all that?
No. I would say, sit down, let's talk. Let me
Right.
help you.
That's what I'm saying. I come to you.
I hold your hand, and
present
this is
my
what we're going to do.
problems
We're
and
going to
issues.
call the people. We're going to see what the problem is and what we had to do to help you take care of it.
All right.
So
people shouldn't be afraid
no.
to come talk to you about
No.
even if they have a tax lien or have some credit card debt or whatever.
And believe me, if you did it, we did it worse.
Yeah.
So you have
Amen.
no concerns. How do you think I learned how to fix all these problems?
Yeah.
It wasn't because I was working with people that did it, because we've done it.
Yeah. It's called living life.
That's
Living
right.
La Vida
Now
Loca.
we own our house outright. And,
Wow.
Yeah, all of that.
Amazing, yeah.
So we did it. We did all that. It's possible.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is who should come talk to you and who shouldn't. Anybody who thinks they might benefit from having a real estate loan should talk to you.
Everybody.
Right.
Everybody.
Well, anybody that's experiencing life, okay? I know a lot of people have blown through their savings, and now they're living on credit cards because of prices, because of costs. I mean, how much did you pay the last time you filled up your car?
That's right.
And last time I looked, the groceries ain't getting any cheaper. So people are living on a kind of an edge, and there's times that someone that has some experience can actually offer advice.
You know,
without the
I don't want to talk to somebody today. I don't want to help you sell your house because you can't afford your payments and there's no hope for you. I'd like to help you before that happens, to help you reorganize the things so that you can keep your house.
You bet.
I mean, the bottom line is,
It's a possibility.
where are you going to live?
Right. I started by saying this, is that I 65, I've gone in debt,
Old
credit
man.
cards, this, that. Now I'm only going to borrow money to improve my house. That's the only thing I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So
Oh,
Well, there are a lot of options. Certainly, leasing through a solar company is probably the least optimal if you're looking to improve with solar. If you can get a commercial loan of some sort and an underwritten loan for an amount to cover the cost of the solar panels, so you end up owning them, and then you're just making a payment on a loan, the rates are gonna be better.
Wow.
If
And
you've
I
got-
wouldn't, a commercial loan's not the way to do it. It's a home loan. A home loan will get you a better interest rate. I'm working on a second for somebody. 9.9% is the interest rate. They're getting $115,000 behind a $367,000 first. The property's worth $650,000. So that's kind of their credit scores are about 740.
And the
So
interest rate they
and
have on the
that
loan
rate
is
of
one you
9.99
don't
is
wanna
way
mess with.
less than what the solar people are gonna get
Yeah.
you.
Now, can you still write up the interest of a home loan or no?
That is an interesting
I
question.
have no idea.
You should be able to, but I actually heard some people talking about the government's trying to keep us from doing that.
Great.
But I would do it.
At this point, it can still be done, but the sage advice is always consult your tax
Yes.
Talk to the
professional.
experts, yeah.
Because we don't do taxes,
Mhm.
we're not licensed to do that. There are people that are, and we can refer you to people. It's better to get that expert advice
Yes.
from that expert.
Now, so somebody that's gonna get a solar, by the way, the solar guys come, they talk fast and they're slick, and next thing they have you signing some, you don't know if you're leasing or buying, you don't know what interest rate you're
We
paying.
literally sat with the solar guy yesterday because I want to buy a battery
Mhm.
backup. I've been looking. And this guy gave me more information than I have ever heard from a solar guy. Totally honest. If I'm going to do the battery thing, it's going to be with him. But you're right. And he even talked about that. He talked about how people have called him and been in some really ugly situations with these solar people.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I've been in this business long enough that I've helped people out of things that they signed for by going to those people and having them back down because what they were telling them wasn't even true and there was no way it was going to happen. And unfortunately, those people are still out there.
Yeah,
So,
they are, so.
yeah.
Now, you guys, I have billions of questions for you. I bring you on because I get free advice. You give me
You
answer all
can
the
call
questions I
me
want.
for any time.
Um,
In fact, I consider it an honor if you
thank
called
you.
me. Not because you want me to come talk on your show, but
My question is, who should be calling you right now? Somebody wants to buy, somebody wants to refinance, all of the above?
Yes.
yes.
So
Yes.
here's the truth of the matter. We have a market now where sellers are really few and far between.
Yeah.
That's true.
We're down from 2 years ago, we're down to 1.9 months of inventory.
Unbelievable.
That is a seller's market,
Yeah.
okay? And we're down close to 200 units in the month of August from 2 years ago to today. But the mean price is up almost $75,000.
Do you think that this has to do with because the thing is what happened with NAR and the commissions and everybody's panicking and buyers are thinking, yeah, but if I buy a house and I have to pay I got to pay the agents that's selling me the money, selling me the house and all of that stuff. Talk a little about that because it's so
Well,
dumb.
That's less an effect on market than it is effect on the capabilities and understanding of the buyers.
Mm.
Because the buyer-broker agreement is basically the same contract that we've always used.
Mhm.
It's just very few people did. It's just a commitment. It's a mutual respect contract. It can be specific and short-term for just one particular property, or it can be for a period of time for any properties that meets this criteria, and it also includes an agreement of compensation.
Seems confusing, but I don't think in time it's gonna be,
No,
gonna
it's-
be the same, I think.
For old fuddy-duddies like us, it's a little hard to adapt.
We actually got a call from another agent today regarding that, and Ted had to re-explain to him, hey, this is nothing, no news. It's not anything new.
Yeah.
It's always been that way.
I'll say this, I'm a real estate broker. I mostly just do Central Valley Talk and let the professionals handle real estate. But if I'm a broker and I take a listing on a house, can I tell the seller, who's my client, hey, I'm gonna charge you 6%. We can negotiate that, but if I charge you 6%, I'd like to offer the other agent half of that.
Well,
Yeah.
it's certainly
Then
done.
it's the
and
same, isn't it?
It's
It
virtually
is.
the same.
Yeah.
But what it is, it's about disclosure.
Ah.
It's so that everyone knows how the cow ate the cabbage. you know.
I felt in California it was pretty clear. I think other states maybe
And
got
that
us
may,
all in
that may
trouble.
well be true, but there also have been brokers in just about every state that have been
Taking
less
advantage.
less than forthcoming
Mm.
in how they were gonna make a living.
Yeah.
And that's why this.
I'm not ashamed to
thing-
say I'm making that much money.
Yeah.
I mean,
In
I work for
California,
that
they
money.
hold us already to such high standards. It's very strict in California, and
You bet.
I hope it continues about the same. Now, you guys, in the market you're in, the whole state, in fact, if there's any house for sale by any agent,
Right,
the buyer doesn't have to call that agent. They could call you guys.
Yes.
right? Same-
Absolutely.
yes.
Um,
And anywhere, we will drive wherever we have to do sell a house
we've-
and help a client.
I think the big decision is, a lot of people I talk to is, they can't decide to buy a house because it's too, they don't know all the ins and outs and ups and downs of money,
Mhm.
how much you need down and stuff like that. But that's where you come in, right?
That's
bet.
what's great about disclosure today. When I start working with a borrower, I'm going to send them a disclosure. This is what it's going to cost you. I'll go price the loan based on their credit. This is what the interest rate is, and we can lock it for 30 days or whatever, how long it's going to take.
You can also
To
tell them
give-
what they can afford, right?
And to
That's-
give them that assurity that they can afford that house when the house closes.
Yeah, I want people who are thinking they can't buy to come talk to Julia. If
Yes.
you're thinking of considering, come talk to Julia and Tad. I don't mean to leave Tad
And to
out,
give
but-
you real information
Yeah.
about what you can qualify for and actually what your payment's gonna be. And maybe it is gonna be a little more than your rent payment, but it's your house.
Yeah.
But the other part of it is not just what you can qualify for, it's what you're willing to pay.
Julia
Right.
and Pam.
You know, most people come into the office, they can qualify for a lot more loan than they really are interested in making a payment for.
That's so true.
we start shopping the houses that are closer to the price range that'll give them the payment
Payment
they
that they
want
want.
instead of what they qualify for. Because that's the most frustrating thing to do to a buyer, is show them houses that they don't want to
They
make that
can't.
payment for.
Can I get a HELOC?
They don't do them really
No more
anymore.
HELOCs.
Well, they are, but they're ugly.
Yeah.
They're really ugly.
You mean a high interest or something?
Yeah.
like that?
Well, high interest is
I'm gonna
only
let
one
him
part
talk
of it.
about this.
They also use a new credit score model
Oh,
called
that's the worst
Experian
part.
8. And Experian 8 takes a look at a bunch of things that are recent. Even if you have perfect payment, you come up with a score for this Experian 8 model that is, I mean, orders of magnitude lower.
For example, these people had a 740 mid-score. And Experian 8 had them in the 630s.
Literally.
And you
Wow.
cannot, and this is what,
Which either raises their interest rate or
yeah,
disqualifies
yeah.
them.
Or-
Yeah, no,
knocks
they
them
didn't
right out of the-
qualify.
yeah,
Oh,
knocks
no,
them right
what's
out of
even
the
better,
process.
it's 630 score for this program, reduced the the amount of loan they could get. So instead of 115,000, they could only get 30,000. That's immense.
I'd say this, don't worry about HELOC or what kind of loan. Come talk to Tad and Julia Tadich, and they'll get you into the product that you need.
And
you
if
can
you have a
afford,
bad
and-
credit score, I know how to help you
I know.
without me making any money for you to make that credit score better. I do that for nothing.
Someday we'll do a show on what these two do for people for nothing. They're always helping people, always giving free advice, always doing follow-up, always going, helping with foreclosures and getting people out and stuff. And,
Yeah.
and they do all this stuff for free, but they especially like to help people who are maybe going to be foreclosed, right?
Yes.
They should call you.
I want to stop that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Stop the foreclosure.
there's lots of ways to stop
the
that.
steal.
Yes, exactly. Unfortunately, it's still going
We're
on.
way past time, you guys. What is?
Okay.
Give one more message. What do you want our viewers to know?
Call us, please call us. We would love to help you. If nothing else, it'll be nice to talk to you. More stories to add to my stories.
And
We got
Julia
lots of
can be
them.
reached at 559-977-3583.
Yeah. I'm going to add
Which I
that.
have with me all the time.
I spelled Tadich wrong, so I've got to redo that anyway. So I'll add your phone number on there as well. So.
Tadich, Tango Alpha Delta India Charles Hotel.
Right. Or just go to clovisfirst.com. It's right there on the screen. www.clovis1st.com. It's on the screen. Thanks for coming.
We have a nice
Thank you, Mike.
website. You can go in and give information about a loan, and we can get you qualified right away, so you can actually look at what you're going to do before you do it.
Very good. We will be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.
Bye.